Now, protests in Hong Kong are likely to take a turn for the worse, with Hong Kong now announcing that emergency measures will be imposed in the city. Face masks, which have been a highlight of the protests so far, have been outlawed by the Hong Kong government. The move is likely to further enrage protesters, with demonstrations planned across the city over the weekend. Implementation of the emergency measures means Carrie Lam can suspend rights, censor media, control public transport and promulgate any law that the government believes to be in public interest. It also means that protesters will now be banned from wearing masks during protests. This probably represents one of the biggest violations of the one country, two systems arrangement. It would also amount to the tightest form of crackdown since protests started 17 weeks ago. Protests are expected over the 18th straight weekend starting tomorrow over the shooting of a teenager. But the Hong Kong government defended the police officer's action, saying that it was done in self-defense. All right, so just to bring our viewers up to speed with the latest news coming in from Hong Kong this moment, Hong Kong Chief Executive Carrie Lam has invoked emergency measures to ban face masks during protests. Remember, tomorrow will be the 18th straight weekend of protests in Hong Kong, and this move might likely enrage the protesters, and one can expect protests to garner strength over the next weekend as well. Remember, the protest started in June this year. It's been 17 straight weeks of protests in Hong Kong. First, over the extradition bill, which has since been withdrawn, and now over police brutality and democratic freedoms. And in the latest provocation for the protesters, Carrie Lam has invoked emergency measures to ban face masks during protests in the city. The emergency measures were last invoked way back in 1967 to quell the riots at that point in time. Let's listen to what Carrie Lam actually said just moments ago.
Clearly, that we're not going to use the ordinance to do anything not in the overall interest of Hong Kong, because the ERO requires the CE in Council to take action that is considered desirable in the public interest. As regards the confidence of investors are deferred to the FS. Thank you. The financial markets can always go up and down. In the past 3 or 4 months, we have social events in Hong Kong. Some of them were rather drastic. But whether it be the securities market, the properties market, or even our banking sector, they have been operating very smoothly and stably and orderly. So I urge you to take note of that, and please be confident in our ability to regulate such markets. Although we have social events, and because of the trade dispute, we have a downward pressure on our economy. We face challenges both inside and outside. Still, we have not been seriously affected. We have the common law system. We have the tradition of respecting the rule of law. We have an independent judiciary. And Hong Kong is a place where talents and information and capital can flow in and out freely. It has been the same in the past few months. And our banking sector is in a very sound and healthy situation, so long as the violence is stopped. When order is restored to society, when we don't have to worry for our safety when we commute within Hong Kong, and when the whole thing has settled, The SL government will do our level best to promote Hong Kong to the world so that the world can have a more comprehensive understanding and objective view of Hong Kong. We remain very competitive. We can continue to attract foreign investors and capital to come to Hong Kong to do business and for sightseeing. Secretary